Football season is right around the corner, but for some of the area's tiniest and cutest players, practice has already started.
Anchor Charles Divins tells us about a project that's getting kids on the North Shore ready to win on and off the field.
1, 2, 3!
Every summer in Slidell, a group of local kids hit the field to get ready for the upcoming football season.
Let's go, bring it home, let's go, Jude.
And leading the drills is a man affectionately known as Coach Paw Paw.
Everybody loves him, Coach Paw Paw.
Now, no one really knows how the nickname started.
Everybody just calls him Paw Paw. I mean, even if it ain't on his grandkids, they call him Coach Paw Paw. Pay attention to the drills.
Also known as Brian Jenkins, Coach Paw Paw runs the Jenkins training camp with his son.
He's been at it since I was 5 years old. He coached my brothers, and now he's back out here coaching my son and my nephews and friends' kids. Beautiful, son, beautiful. Run that ball in, run it in, run it in.
The feeling of family is at the heart of the program.
Coach Paw Paw and Coach Brian, they act as father figures for some of the kids. And I mean, the kids, they can come to them during football season or even after football season and talk to them, ask them for help.
Using the game of football to help kids grow on and off the field is how they aim to make a difference.
Winning or losing doesn't matter. It's just getting together and being able to compete and get along with each other. That's the main goal I try to teach.
For 5 weeks, every summer, 40 to 60 kids come together to train at John Slidell Park.
We get the kids out of the house. They don't sit down all summer and play video games. They come out, they exercise, they learn to get along with each other.
Down! Watch out.
And don't let the nickname and the family feeling fool you. When it comes time to hit the field, it's time to go to work.
Come on, dig, Sam, dig. If it rains, we still practicing. As long as it's not lightning, I mean, we still got to go because they got to play in it.
These kids that go to our camp go into the league ready to play the game of football.
These young kids also come out ready to win in the game of life.
I think the value they'll take from this program is the fact that you never quit, and also it is very important to keep driving forward on your goals and what you want in life.
Charles Divins, WDSU News.